Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dupree, aka Darth Vader, here with another one of my Star Wars stories. So, this one's about how I got into costuming and how I started cosplaying as Darth Vader. So, this goes all the way back to 2010, 2011. At the time, the complete box set of all the Star Wars movies had just come out, and there was a special featured documentary on here called The Star Warriors. It documented the 501st Legion and a few members on their journey to go to the 2008, I believe, Rose Parade. That was the Rose Parade where it was the 30th anniversary of A New Hope, and George Lucas had actually contacted the Legion to have a few hundred stormtroopers and other Star Wars characters walk in the Rose Parade. Now, at that time, that was the biggest a semblance of Star Wars characters ever. After seeing that and watching people's stories, realizing there was a costume group out there that did charity work, went to go to hospital visits, all in the name of, Star Wars. I remember one of the guys' comments was, "How often can you say your hobby benefited somebody else?" And that really struck a chord with me and made me think, maybe I want to get into something like that. After that, I just researched the 501st Legion, about what it took to join, costuming standards, all of that. I had not talked to or met a 501st member. So after that, I did a ton of research on costumes, and the basic easiest costume at the time was, to join was to be Imperial officer, TIE Reserve, or Stormtrooper. But my favorite character obviously is Darth Vader, so I just wanted to jump into the deep end, not knowing to what I was getting myself into. So flash forward, doing 6 months of pure research and getting millions of screenshots, I decided on what version of Vader I wanted to do. At that time, it was really hard to buy or to link up with people who made Darth Vader pieces. I bought parts from different people around the world. I remember my cape I actually had made from a woman in New York. I gave her the patterns and she made that. My leather bodysuit was actually made by a company off of eBay in South America. My armor was made by a guy in Florida. The helmet, my first helmet, the same guy actually made the first helmet I bought. It was too big. It was really, really big and heavy. So you could only wear it for so long before your neck got tired. To which I since upgraded to the helmet that I wear now, or wear a lot, which is a Dawn Post Deluxe. Dawn Post helmets were the first licensed Star Wars helmets, and in 1995 they came out with the Deluxe Darth Vader helmet, which was pretty close to the original helmet that you could have gotten at that time. There's since forth been a lot of people and a lot of different companies that made better, but at the time that was the best you got. And so it took me about 6 months to complete, just throwing money and time and learning as I went. It was a lot of DIY. I watched a lot of YouTube videos about painting, about making things in fiberglass and resin and plastics. It was a long process, but it was worth it. So after that, it's funny. So before I ended up joining 501st, I joined another costume group called Sabergo. Now, Sabergo is another non-profit Star Wars club supported by Lucasfilm, who does charitable events also. They're the only group that is able to do lightsaber combat because they practice for weeks just to do one or two different kind of fights and stage shows, and it's the only group that's able to do that. So I joined that, do a few shows and everything, and then I remember we had a show at Stanley's Comic-Con, that's what it was called at that time. And I finally decided to walk by the 501st table. And at that time, there was not a lot of Darth Vaders. I think there were maybe one or two active Darth Vaders. So I walk by and everybody's like, wait, who's this guy? Like, do you guys know him? Like, is he one of ours? So I stop, take my helmet off, introduce myself, and tell them my whole story, and that, like, you know, I have built this in the hopes of joining you guys. And I remember it was so funny, one of the guys was like, you know, you could have just messaged us and, you know, we would have helped you along, but like, this is great. You know, you didn't have to do it all yourself. So I'm like, oh wow, I could have maybe saved a lot of time and money, but you know, it's a learning process. You know, when you're first doing this, not a lot of people tell you where to go, who to talk to. Sometimes you just have to learn from yourself, and I learned from myself. I put in an application, and with minor tweaks to the costume, I was able to join. It was the best feeling ever to be a part of a group with such amazing people who do such amazing things. And at that time, here in Southern California, we were starting Orange County Squad. And I remember my first troop was at Chalk Hospital, visiting sick kids in like different wards, and like the burn ward, or like, you know, kids that had cancer. And it was surreal. You know, I never thought like I would be doing something like that, something that I was doing that was giving. I'll never forget, that was my first troop. And they always warn you when you do like those troops, like, it's a good thing like you're wearing a helmet, because you will cry. Like, you know, it's a lot of the guys, like, you know, like including myself, like had tears like running from like our faces, like under our masks. Some of those kids like won't be able to talk, or like, you know, like obviously are going through chemo or having like, you know, the toughest time. And then you come in there, you know, and you come in there for them, and you know, ask to take pictures, and you know, it's tough, but at the same time it's so rewarding. I can't explain it. After that, I decided to be a lifelong member. I always felt like, you know, we always take so much, and it's nice to finally be able to give something back. I've been a part of the group for a few years now. I think I'm on my 5th year now, and I've since built a few more other costumes. I built my Darth Vader costume and a few versions of it. I had a Stormtrooper costume, to which I sold. I didn't fit in it, and it wasn't the best kit. I have a Boba Fett costume, to which I feel bad because I don't really wear it a lot. And I have a few other costumes that are pending, seeing as we're in a quarantine. All the events and troops that we normally do are shut down. Those will hopefully be, you know, used in sometime in the future. I've also since joined other costuming groups, Rebel Legion, which is basically the opposite of the 501st Legion. It's all the Rebellion, Resistance, and Clone Wars characters as Lando. Actually, oddly enough, I'm in the R2-D2 Builders group. I had hopes of building a life-size R2-D2, which I will finish one day. All I have is like the dome, like R2-D2's head, and I wanna finish that one day. I hope you guys like this video, and I have a ton of other amazing Star Wars stories that I can't wait to share with you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this. Do you have hopes of joining a costume group? If so, what kind of characters would you do? Are you in the process of building a costume, and what, and how far along are you? I'm going to leave links to the 501st Legion, Sabergo, and the Rebel Legion down below, so you guys find out more information about joining. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, because that greatly helps the channel. And thank you guys for watching. May the Force be with you. Bye.